Hey, Brant.
What's
Wow.
up?
Wow. You
This
would
is
not
crazy. So
believe.
this is our premiere episode. So we're just trying to make sure it's streaming everywhere it's supposed to stream. So um, yeah, there's a lot of moving pieces. You're doing a great job though.
Hey, can we, while we're doing this, we have so many people that have shouted us out and are in the comments that are saying hello to us. It is unbelievable. The support that the Let's Get Live crew has given us, Ecamm has given us, and I just want to shout some of those people out.
I just want to thank everybody. We made a big push to get to 100 subscribers before we launched, and we were about like 108 before we launched. So thank you everybody for that.
So who do we have in the comments so far? I know I see Miss Diana. Big shouts out to Miss Diana Gladney, who's a part of the Let's
All right,
Get
here we go.
Live crew. Definitely good to see you. I know I
All right,
saw
yeah,
the my B Love Ink girls are in the comments. Good to see y'all. Miss India's in the comments.
nice. Thank you everybody for all the help. This has been a big couple weeks for DJ and I trying to get this all straightened out. So this is a there might be a few hiccups tonight, but hey, we're live.
Hey, can I tell you one thing? This is like huge for us. We're actually live on LinkedIn right now. So this is kind of like our countdown pre-show that we're doing. I didn't want to dance. Brant doesn't mind dancing, but my pop locking days are far behind me. So I feel like, hey, maybe we'll just talk a little bit. See, there you go. He's doing the
There you go.
dancing.
So
He's
this
doing the
just
dancing.
DJ admitted he can't dance.
So we're on LinkedIn Live right now. Like this is
We
huge for
are.
us.
So if I'm looking away from looking at all these streams, we're streaming at about what 7 different pages, and I've got different people watching and different people monitoring, and we're trying to, you know, you think it's live instantaneously, but it's taking a little bit of time to populate across the internets. And I told somebody today we're faster than the internet. We're working so hard on this that we're faster than the internet.
So it is a lot of work to pull something off like this. Talking to a lot of people, networking with a lot of people. But the opportunity to be here right now is huge for us. So the support, like you guys' support, is just overwhelming. I see Jody in the comments as well. The church guy, man. We have Latasha Martin is in the comments. Man, thank you guys for coming through and hanging out with us today. This is slightly overwhelming, Brant. Slightly overwhelming.
A little bit. I'm sorry if I'm looking away. It's because I'm texting people that are trying to help.
And I
And
see somebody shout out, your presence so is in the comments. So let me just show off my shirt, man.
there we go, right there. There you go. Hey,
Um,
we have the merch shop already set up before we went live, so we're trying super hard.
So again, this is just an opportunity before we get started. Brent and I decided that maybe doing some talking back and forth, you get a chance to get to know us a little better. My name is DJ Strick. I'm out of Birmingham, Alabama, longtime DJ here in the city, and started doing streaming and got with a group of local stream, or not local, but streamers. Actually, I found a guy by the name of Doc Rock, who's our guest today. I'm so excited about him being here because I was like, sitting here hours listening. I remember one Saturday, it was 2 Saturdays in a row. I was late coming to his live stream, and I was upset with myself because he was live, and I didn't want to miss a thing.
That's the same thing for me. I don't know how I stumbled across it all, but it's been a great experience. And I see our countdowns. I'm out of Little Rock, Arkansas. I see our countdowns about to roll out, and there's some automatic things that are going to happen here. So I will catch you on the other side of the
Brent,
countdown.
can I get you to turn your mic up just a little bit for me?
Just a little bit. Okay. Check one,
Yeah,
two.
just a
Check,
little
check,
bit.
check. How's that?
Can you turn
Check,
it up
check,
just a
check.
little
One, two.
more? Make
One,
sure it's not
two,
on my
three,
end.
four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
It could
10.
go up a little more.
Still up, still up. Check, check, check. One, two. Check one, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Here
Still
we
coming up
go.
some more. You good?
Yep. Hey
All
guys,
right.
thank you so very much for watching today. This is the Stream Show, and I'm Strick,
And I'm Brant.
and we are the Stream Guys helping you stream successfully. We want you to have the best stream possible, so our show and our time is just to help you get there.
You know, between DJ and I, we have over 40 years experience in production, you know, from video and radio and actually doing this for a living. So we want to share everything that we can with you. I think we actually met during the Vlogmas challenge where we were vlogging every day for 31 days. And DJ reached out to me and asked if I would help him with this show. And I was flattered that he asked me. And, you know, we're just really, what we want to do is we want to help streamers succeed, because I do believe in this COVID environment that we're in, is more people are going live and everybody's trying to do the best they can to pivot their business or pivot their brand, and live streaming is it. And we can help you do it with Ecamm.
So this is one thing I want to do, because we are live and we've done all we can to test. Brandon, if you don't mind, if you can just test that mic one more time, because actually as we were kind of behind the scenes and you may have been turning it up, but see if the computer didn't catch the computer mic and not your real mic.
Yeah, we'll check that real quick.
All right, so I want to explain something to you guys. Brandon and I, he just mentioned it, how we met. There's an opportunity for you in the world of streaming, and our job is to help you through all of it. Brant is really, really good with tech, and he has a lot of information of whether it's microphone, lights, cameras. So we're going to be talking about all those things. My job clearly here is just to help you press the button. So that's what I'm here to do, is help everybody. So, you know, we're not, you know, trying to come off as the experts. We have a little knowledge we want to share with you guys. And at the same time, we want to encourage you and push you to be your best, to have a great stream. That being said, we know a ton of people in the streaming area right now, or arena, and they have been so gracious to us to actually allow us to have this platform. So definitely I want to thank Ecamm and the Ecamm Live Network for their willingness to have our first show on their network. So we're streaming live on Ecamm on their YouTube channel. We're streaming live on their Facebook channels and their groups. So I am like so excited about the opportunity to actually be in those places. But also we are actually streaming live in the Content Marketers Cafe. So everybody that's over there in that group, shouts out to you guys. Thank you for the support. Hopefully we represent you guys really, really well. We're streaming on the Stream Show page as well. So again, it's like 7 or 8 different places we're streaming to. And right now we're still doing some tech work to be sure Brent's mic is coming through the right way.
Check 1, 2. Does that sound any different?
It is now the microphone. So now we need to dial it back a little bit, because I hear interference.
Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Okay.
10.
If you can back it back a little bit.
There we go. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, back it back just a little more. So it's coming through in the red.
Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Better?
Sounds good. Is that better? You guys in the comments, just help me out there. Actually, I am monitoring this, but I want to be sure across the board. Let me hear what you have to say now, Brant.
Yeah, so everybody's saying it sounds like my cam mic, and now I'm overmodulated. So what happened was I have 2 USB video capture cards coming from 2 cameras, but they both say USB audio. So somehow it defaulted. Like maybe we tested on the wrong one. So that was the camera mic. This should be the mic here, because I can see it when I tap. Is it still overmodulated? Some people are saying
just a little bit.
Okay. I was wondering why you kept telling me to turn it up, and I was pushing my gain super hard. How's that? Check 1, 2, 3. Maybe that's better. How's that? Check 1, 2, 3, 4.
Just
hopefully.
At that point, can you turn it up a little bit?
Yep. How is that right now? Just a little bit. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Got it.
Good?
Good. So, man, what a great way to start a show, right? So,
Yeah.
as we watch the replay of this, Brent, me and you are going to be talking about, okay, Strick, we got to have that together, but it is
Now
what
we're
we
going to
call
edit that out.
it's called live streaming, right? This is
that's
what
right.
happens when you're live, and you have to be ready for all kind of things to happen for your live, and you have to be cool as cucumber, and you just keep going, right?
Yeah, I've always said whatever will go wrong about 5 minutes before you go live. So we were on here for an hour, setting scenes, talking to guests, checking audio, and now we're getting down to the best part.
So, and the best part is our first guest. So I already said this about our guest. I found Doc Rock on the internet, so YouTube, and this guy was giving out so much information to help people. I would watch him for hours and hours and hours, and I probably watched every Doc Rock video that he has, and then was participated in a live 5-hour stream with him. So I feel like I know him really, really well. He is the leader of the Let's Get Live group, which is on Facebook. You can definitely search that out. If you're a streamer, you need to be a part of that group, because we encourage everybody in that group to do their very best. But he has a wealth of information, and I'm so happy to have him on the show right now. So without further ado, can you guys please welcome with me Mr. Doc Rock? There he is. How you doing, sir?
What's up,
You
Doc?
are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you.
What's happening?
So you've been waiting to do that one, huh?
You know I did. I just been absolutely waiting for that. I just wanted to play that for you guys because I appreciate the glow up. I love seeing you guys come out here and do your thing. It's absolutely incredible, and you are setting an example for the rest of the folks that want to get their show started. You guys did so many things right. We talked about this on Clubhouse today, and it's amazing. And so you're setting precedents. Now you guys are like those kids that come into class and hit like the 95 on the first desk. The rest of school looking at you like, I hate them. I absolutely hate them.
They're going to be working hard, right?
Absolutely. So that's how. I'm glad you guys did it. It's amazing. Thank you for letting me be first.
So, Doc, the first thing that I want to do, with you is actually, if you don't mind, can we look at your production a little bit while I have you on screen here? Can you talk about your setup that you have with your camera and your lights, and how you're using Ecamm with it?
Okay, so first of all of the gear is listed on my kit page, docrock.live/kit, so you can go check it out because I'll say things really quickly. I have a Sony A6400 because everyone should. It's the only camera to stream with. I will fight anyone that argues with me. It's whatever time it is. I have a Sigma 16. That's it's really crazy, but it's really one of the best lenses for this. The advantage of having a prime lens that's different from, say, having like a standard kit lens. Prime lenses don't zoom. So because they don't zoom, they normally can generate wider apertures, what we call a faster lens. So aperture is strange in the fact that the smaller the number, the wider it is, right? The higher the number, the more close it is. So what that does is, you see back there on, Lord Vader and the Troopers, that's my rock band in the back. Their lights are kind of nice and fuzzy. We call that a bokeh, right? Not to be confused with a bouquet. That's flowers. So that bokeh is generated by the fact that I have a 1.4 aperture. I'm actually not even at 1.4. I'm at 1.8 right now. And you still get that decent little bokeh. So prime lenses are the best. You don't necessarily have to get a Sigma, but you should. It's just one of the best in the game. It's not very expensive in all grand scheme of things. And the reason why I picked the Sony A6400 above all else is because the autofocus is stupid fast. So if you show products and things like I do, when you put something in front of it, it'll focus on it sort of right away, and then you let it go, it'll focus back on you. So I mean that focus is like super rapid.
You're showing off right now, Doc. You're showing off.
That's because you have an M50.
It's not an M50, but it's definitely a Canon.
I'm teasing. It literally is one of the fastest autofocus in the business. And so because I show products, and this is what people got to do, you got to pick the camera that's going to work for what you're attempting to do. If you're going to sit still, locked off focus, you could kind of sort of use anything. But because I don't want to have a lot of lights, I don't have space for a lot of lights, I had to get a lens that could use minimal light. My light is literally on 10%. That thing is way brighter than this. And yeah, so if you're going to have a place where, have no windows, I'm in the basement. And so, yeah, that's why I picked the combination of camera that I have. As you can tell by Coach Frenchie, I'm using a Rodecaster Pro, completely not necessary. You could do this with a myriad of other things, but I am very excited and happy to have this Rodecaster Pro. It was a gift from the twins and Katie. And I love it. And it's crazy because it allows me to add an extra bit of je ne sais quoi to the stream, right? Someone says something cool, I can hit the Coach Frenchie. I am a strong believer in anchoring, something that I learned in sort of like NOP days. When someone says something very powerful or very factual, I can hit the bell, give them a little, hit the ring the bell, or I can play music. I could do a myriad other things. So I'm very much in love with my Rodecaster Pro. Also, it does a great job of modeling microphones so that your microphone can sound, pretty good. And other than that, it's coming out of a standard computer, have a Stream Deck. But honestly, Strick, most people could start simply with an iPhone. An iPhone, a decent microphone, and a tripod, and you're good to go. Once you love it, say you get 40, 50 streams in, then start, leveling your studio up, but focus on one piece at a time. Everyone tries to add all of the parts at one time, which is cool, right, but then you normally are stuck because you don't know what the individual parts do or how you can manipulate them.
Gotcha, Doc. Let me do this. I want to show people how easy it is to use Ecamm with your setup, right? So I have a scene right here that's kind of simple. It actually has 3 blocks. I want to have all 3 of me, Brant, and Doc in them. I want to demonstrate this real quick, and you're going to be able to see me build this in real time of how I'm actually able to use Ecamm to add to this scene. So first of all, man, I got to get my man Doc in the scene, right? So he's first. So I'm going to add another camera to it. Camera here, down here, at the bottom. And I'm going to add my guy, Brant, here. And this is using Ecamm. This is really, really simple. So I'm actually doing it on the fly here. But this is how simple your setup could be as a streamer, and with all the slides that I have built. And here comes, the guy that we really don't need on the screen, but why not be on the stream with everybody else? I actually put myself there, and it's really that simple. I built a scene with all of us, and we get to glow up together. So Doc gave you like the information, the tools that he's using, and now I've shown you with those tools, you're actually able to use the Ecamm network, Ecamm Live, to be able to do overlays like this that'll make your situation look so much better. And I was able to do it in seconds. So, Doc, how are you using Ecamm in your setup?
Okay, so let me give you a pro tip real quick. After you put the first camera, you can Option key, hold it down, and then just drag the camera over to generate a second and a third.
I've seen you do that. Of course, Doc, I've seen all the videos. I've seen it.
Okay,
Doc is a short guy.
Yeah, you know, it's funny, gang. I tell everyone, man, when you get any software, I'm not care what it is, even if it was like P90X for your Mac, the first thing to do is go through the menus and see what the shortcut keys are, because it sounds crazy. And I believe there are apps that can show you how much time you save once you get your shortcut keys wired, but they become second fiddle. Like it's just something that you do. You don't realize it, but when you get in your car, you have a routine every time. You get in, you adjust the little mirrors, you know, you check the fade real quick, grab the seatbelt, click, you know, scooch back in the chair a couple of times, press the start button or turn the ignition. Sorry, I'm bougie. Check the nav, check that, you know, CarPlay is running, and boom. So it's the same thing with your stream, right? When you get in, you want to kind of like do your thing. And so that's why those keys, those shortcut keys will save you time. And then if you're ever in a situation where you need to rush, you can get it done quicker because you've taken that time. Also, when you're live and something comes up, being able to use your fingers without having to look off and look at the menus and be disappeared for a minute is just something that's very helpful. So
Right.
yeah.
But we also have to remember
question,
Doc worked at Apple, right? You're an Apple guy, so you've been trained by the best.
I learned that before I worked there. I used to teach the employees those shortcuts because they was lazy and didn't know. No, it's just a thing. I've always been a shortcut key guy. I'm not really sure where I picked it up from, but I think someone told me before to learn any software, just look at every single menu item and know what it is. And so there's many of people that have software, they don't know what the menus item are. They didn't even know that you could do such a thing because they never looked at the menu items. So yeah, that is just a thing that I pick up. And you know, that is what I just said works in every software. So even in Microsoft Word, if you want to make another copy of the picture, option drag, boom, there's another copy of the picture. It's pretty industry standard. I use Ecamm to do my streaming show, very similar to what we're doing today. I bring in guests. Sometimes I bring in my illustrious co-host, India Bootleg Elgato. She's in the chat somewhere. Love you, India. She helps me out. And Miss D, you know, I've had, you know, Strick on just, I think yesterday. I don't even know what day it is,
we chopped it. Yeah, we chopped it up yesterday, man. It was pretty cool.
Brant was digging in the backyard, putting in underground cables, which is kind of genius.
That out today.
Dude, that is genius. That is genius. Did you put it in the sheath or anything, or you got plain cables?
It was rated for underground burial cable. I just got it on Amazon.
Bro, so. That is genius. A lot of people would not even figure that. And again, I can't wait till you get to the show about how you build a man shed or a she shed and you put it off the side so that you can set up a streaming thing in the shed. It's a brilliant idea. It's very smart. And I'm sure there's some special considerations that go with that. But, you know, gang, I tried every streaming software in the planet. I was a longtime Wirecast user. I started all the way back with Boinks. I've tried everything from BeLive, Mimo. I mean, I started streaming when Livestream, the original, came out, and then Livestream, and then Justin TV and Ustream, and oh goodness, I remember applying for the beta for YouTube streaming. How's that?
Wow,
so it's kind of crazy.
I remember starting with Ustream. Ustream was the thing, right? And then I had Wirecast since version 1, and when it came time to this year when COVID hit and I decided I was going to build out the shed here. It was going to be the version I had. It was going to be too expensive to upgrade so it could go live to Facebook. So when I found Ecamm and it's Mac only, I could pay for it monthly and try it out. But for me, it wasn't the technology and it wasn't the software as much as the community. You can talk directly to developers. I've talked to people in the live community. If I have a problem, everybody's so super supportive. And if you want something added to it, they actually listen and they put it on their list to add it. And there's updates coming out every day. So for me, it's about community more than just the software.
I'm laughing at Anna's question. What's a she shed? That's funny.
I know. I saw. Yeah, I put that up. She wanted to know.
That's great, Brant. I say that every time when people ask me because I'm in Clubhouse. My name is Doc, and I'm a Clubhouse addict. I'm in Clubhouse, and people ask all the time why Ecamm, and I'm like, yeah, all the buttons are the same, just the people. 100% the people. Glenn, Katie, Meg, Caleb, Mike, Frank, right. Bradley. The beta moderator dude's kind of weird, but like the community. Felicia, she's now a moderator. Hi, Felicia. Like, we have such a dope community, and everybody is good. And my blessings of the year has been Ecamm. Like, I was searching around, like I was like you, I'm a Wirecast guy. I looked at what it was going to cost to get back in, and I was like, you guys are funny. And then I tried OPS or OB, whatever. We won't even talk about them. And I was like, I know how to do all this stuff. I ran that program for like 2 years. I was never fully liking it because I am a design freak, and it just looked like somebody duct taped a bunch of stuff together. So that wasn't me. I was searching around, and I found Henny the Business and Pat Flynn back-to-back videos talking about Ecamm. And I was like, you know what? I know those guys all the way back from like Printopia and Eyeglasses and Skype call recorder, which I used to use back on Ustream for my AOL show when I was working for AOL. So I go, let me check it out. I downloaded it, and within like 15 minutes, I was like, yes, I'm ready to buy this. Okay, now here comes the secret stuff. Katie, don't get mad. I say, hey, whenever I buy something, I just go such and such promo codes. And then this site popped up. It says, Leap in the Live Stream featuring Stephanie Liu. And then I looked at the site, and so I said, ooh, I can get the software and learn all of this cool stuff about starting my stream within a couple of days. So Stephanie had a discount code because of that conference. And because of that conference, I met like all of the friends I have now. It's kind of crazy. Oh, yes. Also, I saw Miss Diana talking about Ecamm, and that was the nail in the coffin. Right after watching her stream, I basically went all in. I was like, okay, I'm buying me a whole year worth of this, and I'm going to enjoy this. And
Doc, when I got it, I dove in for the whole year as well. I want to work with this. Yeah. I didn't want to forget to pay the subscription and not be able to use it one day. Go live and the button doesn't work. So I went all in as well. Listen,
if you go all in, and then you're let's use frugal. Sounds better than cheap. You don't want to waste it, right? Like, I'm the dude they got to get the last grain of rice out the bowl. Blame my Korean parents. You got to dig every piece of rice. So I didn't want to waste it. So I dove in, and then I grew Let's Get Live out of becoming an Ecamm freak. So, and then I get you two lovely handsome fellows.
There you go. You got us.
So,
Doc, let me ask you a question. How is that? So I want to ask this question. I know we got to get to the next segment, but how is it for you to be a leader of this Let's Get Live crew? So you got a group of people, and it's like 300 plus people that is on this Facebook group. It is growing like crazy, but some of the people that went through Vlogmas with you, that are doing your trainings, that are Patreon with you, that are part of your membership group from Buy Me a Coffee, are now beginning to have their own shows, that are developing their voices on their own YouTube channels, and are really starting to glow up, as you would say it. How does that feel for you?
It's massive, bro. As a Star Wars nerd, feeling like I Yoda'd a bunch of people into doing something this cool, and watching the light shine from all these people, watching cats like Jody, the church guy, watching India, grow up. Keith was already dope, but even Keith is learning more stuff. And then, so all these people are just coming, watching the twins, their energy, Kim Bucha. Like, we have a very, very tight-knit group, right? And it's fun, and it's so joyful. And then I remember like a couple weeks ago, I get a call, and Brant was like, yo, we want to let you know. And by the way, Strick's on the phone, and it's like, hey, we want to let you know that we're going to be doing the show. And I was like, oh my, that's so dope, right? I'm like, I literally went back, and I was trying to explain it to Karen, and I'm like starting to cry, and she's teasing me because, I was always the evil, mean, rough and tumble guy. But I guess somewhere after 50, you start crying a lot. Like,
after everything. I'm just gonna tell you,
it brings me to tears, man. I'm like, my kids is grown up. My kids is old as me, but they grown up. My one kid, Bradley, is older than me, but I'm grown up. I'm teasing Bradley. So it's dope, man. It's such a dope feeling, because all I wanted to do was share my knowledge, because I know people have stories stuck in them, and they got to get those stories out. So if I can tell you how to get it out through streaming with Ecamm, then you'll touch more lives, and I'll eventually hit my goal of positively touching the lives of 1 billion people. And so we just getting started, fam.
We are definitely.
the thing for me that I had to do is I had to set my world clock on my phone, because we got people in London, we got people in Hawaii, we've got people in like every state across the United States. I personally have some connections in Australia. So I just wake up in the morning and start texting people, but I had to start checking the clock because we're spread out all over the world. And someone said today, they were like, I'm sorry, I can't watch because it's late here in London. I mean, that's crazy that we're affecting that many people. You know, in our Let's Get Live group, it's like 300 people, but they're from everywhere in every walk of life. And I just think it's amazing to connect with everybody that way.
So let's do this. Hey, Doc, I want to get to our next segment here, but I want you to stick in with us for a little while. We have something that I know that you're going to enjoy. So don't leave because this next segment, of course, you're going to know the person I'm bringing up. But at the end, I got a surprise for you, sir. I got a surprise for you. So don't go anywhere.
I'm going to go back to drinking this nasty drink I got.
That's funny. So Brent, man, how was that? So we're doing our first show. We had our first guest who was Doc Rock. Man, this is incredible. Like, how does this make you feel like we're in the show and now I can kind of talk about, you know, how the butterflies are just still going?
It's a little overwhelming. I mean, if you're sitting here, if I'm looking away from the camera, I'm trying to watch all the chat. And we have so many people chatting across so many platforms all at once. If I haven't got back to you or back to your question, I'm sorry. We'll try to get to it later because it's a little overwhelming. You know, I knew we were going to a lot of different channels and, you know, we've kind of done our homework on this. But, you know, one of the things that we agreed with this a couple weeks ago when you asked me to do this, that we would just jump in and just do it. So, you know, you've got to figure it out. You've just got to go live. And there's things that you just won't know. We've been back and forth. We've made lists. And there's one night we were on the phone for 2 hours, but there's still things we missed before we went live, you know, so it's a challenge.
It is a challenge. And I think it was Doc's brother, June, who saw our shirts that we have from Press and So and said, you're committed now. And I wanted to put in the chat. It was too late for me to put in the chat. It's like, yes, Brant and I go together now, like old school stuff. Like we're in this thing together as co-hosts of the stream show. And it is just an awesome experience and opportunity for both of us. And I really, really am grateful for even Doc Rock for hanging out with us. But more than that, we've been able to secure a partnership with Ecamm to do this show on their platforms, but also a partnership with Tubebuddy. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Well, before you go that far, I want to say a special thank you to Katie from Ecamm. So Katie has been working with us with Ecamm, and anything we've asked for her, she has done. I'm sure she's in the chats now. I mean, just right 5 minutes before the show, she was like, what can I do? What can I help? So Katie, thank you very much. And then Rob from Tubebuddy has helped us a lot. And Tubebuddy is, if you're really serious about YouTube, Tubebuddy is a plugin basically for a browser plugin for YouTube that can help you either automate a lot of your things that you needed to get done. It can help you with your keyword searching, your title searching. You know, and I was like, how do they get that link at the top of the video that says click here for the next video, or at the end of the video you see subscribe and then it prompts the next video. That's all Tubebuddy. And I think it's you can look at all your analytics. You can actually look at all your competitors or people in the space and can kind of compare what you're doing to other people. That part can get a little addicting because you're trying to figure it all out. But good example is we tried really, really hard to get to 100 subscribers before today, and they have special links for that. They provide you with like GIF animations when we reached 100 that we were able to share today. So it's more of the data, the back end, and how you should title your pages, A/B testing for your images and your video. I mean your placeholder images for your videos, and it's a very valuable tool, and it's so expansive. I still got a lot to learn, so we're gonna have to learn through all that together. But Tubebuddy has been a great partner, and so is Ecamm.
So I want to do this real quick. I'm about to have a Doc Rock moment, but I gotta say hello to the evening report from New Zealand. Man, good day.
New
Good
Zealand.
day.
Man,
That's
we're reaching out
really big.
everywhere.
So we're international, and we even have some people out of Seattle. Build your own small business with Lisa. Thank you for hanging out with us. She says she's from Seattle. So we have a lot of people, new people on hanging out with us tonight. You're going to be encouraged by this next person. Everybody that's watching, you too could have an opportunity to have your YouTube channel reviewed from Tubebuddy. All you have to do is go to the links in the description. You'll see our website, and there should be a page that says if you want to submit your video, you can submit your video for this portion of our show. So without further ado,
I'm actually posting that right now in the chat. So if everybody needs that in the future, it is there right now.
So from Tubebuddy, I want to introduce Rob Balasabas to the show. Rob, how are you doing?
What's up,
Congratulations, Delman. Hello, everyone on the live, on the stream. Brant, DJ, man, congratulations on the new show. This is amazing.
Thank you so very much. So let me ask you this question. What was it like the very first time you ever went live, like streamed live?
The first time we streamed live, it was as a guest on Eric Sue from Single Grains, awesome marketing agencies. He works with Neil Patel. So I hopped in as a guest, and it was on Facebook Live on a phone, and we were sideways. It was a mess. But yeah, that was the first time. That was probably 3-4 years ago. And yeah, it's like one of my favorite stories. It went really well, actually. After like troubleshooting for about 5-6 minutes.
Right.
But yeah, that was the first time I ever went live. Yeah.
So it's always fun. So I'm going to do one of the things that Ecamm gets us a chance to do. If I go back to this scene, Doc, I have you on right now, and I'm actually going to change this to, let me pull this back. How about I just do this? And there we go. We're going to pull my man Rob up. I love the fact that I could do this. Like, this is the coolest part about having a show like this. And guess what? I'm actually going to make my guy, I love him to death. But I'm going to make him disappear for a second. Boom. Rob, I have you in there. Listen, I am getting to be an Ecamm pro with changing things live on the set. Like, you gotta love it. Like, if you want broadcast TV, you can watch broadcast TV. But for streaming, guys, we're moving. Everything is on the fly, and you have to, calm your nerves and just move. And go with it. So I have Rob from Tubebuddy here. Brant, do you have a question before we get started with the channel review for Rob?
Rob, number one, let us know where you're from, because we had somebody from New Zealand, so I know we're worldwide with this. Where are you from today?
I'm in Vancouver, Canada. That's where I'm at.
Very good. And I just personally want to thank you. You've been such a great help to launch this. But, TubeBuddy, if I didn't do it justice, kind of explain what TubeBuddy is and how it can help YouTubers grow their channel.
Yeah, no, honestly, I was thinking to myself, I need to clip that part out where you're explaining what TubeBuddy is. I'm going to clip that out, put it in an unlisted video on YouTube on one of our channels, and that's what I'm going to send to everyone that asks me, what is TubeBuddy? So no, that was awesome. That was a great introduction. You pretty much covered it all, Brant. TubeBuddy has been around for about 5-6 years. Doc's making a little joke about this shirt here, Ben. So Ben stands for Branded Entertainment Network. It's a company that actually Bill Gates owns 100%. And so they've just acquired TubeBuddy in Q4 last year. And so they're very big in the product placement world and influencer marketing agency. And they do a lot of AI. So very excited about what they're doing. So you might see a lot more AI tools being implemented with TubeBuddy the way that it is now. So yeah, I mean, we have over 80 different tools inside of the platform to help you with your YouTube channel, with growing it, managing it, all those things. So yeah, that's what we do. There's a free version, and then there's also paid versions. But I believe you guys have a link if anybody wants to check out TubeBuddy.
Yeah, I'm going to put that in right now in the chat.
And the link that we have is it's a trial link, so you can try TubeBuddy for free. Check out the tools, and I am sure that you'll find something there that's going to help your channel, your YouTube channel, grow. Right now, they are the leader in this technology, and they're doing such a great job. Our channel actually has the Legend feature, and with that, there's so many tools and the keyword research is one of the things that I was focused on. That being said, let's take a look real time with Rob. You had an opportunity to look at Mr. Riley's World. I want to go through his channel and kind of get the TubeBuddy review really quick.
Let's do it.
So let's go to, come on.
There it is.
There we go, Mr. Riley's World.
Mr. Riley's World. Yeah, thanks. James, I think I saw James. I'm pretty sure I saw James in the chat here. So yeah, James, thanks for volunteering your channel. This is awesome. Strick, if you want to start at the top, actually, let's start up at the banner. I think the channel is great. You've been putting out a lot of content. You know, you were there for Vlogmas and continuing on. So shout out to Doc and Diana, you know, for making that group, and you know, the Let's Get Live crew. I think that was a big factor in you doing a ton of content over the break. So so the banner, let's start with the banner. So I like the banner here. It does tell, you know, Mr. Riley's World. It has, I believe, on the banner, there's some text there: early childhood, technology, family. I think that's really good. You know, somebody comes in here, they can kind of easily tell what this channel is all about. I think two things I would suggest is for the banner is have a value proposition. So what is it about early childhood, technology, and family? You know, if those keywords or, you know, those words strike a nerve with me, and like those are some topics that, you know, some content I want to consume, what is it about that? You know, how do you tie in early childhood, technology, and family together in your channel? You know, so I read your about page, your about tab. So I have a bit of an idea of how you do tie it in, you know, early childhood educator and experience in that. I saw that you have some vlogs as well. I assume that's the family stuff. And then technology, you do talk about some, you know, technology and different platforms. So you just want to tie that in so that, you know, somebody scrolling through, they may have seen one of your videos, they're going to come to your channel and they're going to see what you're about before they subscribe. Sometimes, for the most part, actually. That's usually the workflow for most people. So what is it about your channel? So how do you tie that in? You know, using technology to help families, you know, understand early childhood education, you know, whatever that is. Don't make it too long. It's not a sales pitch. It's just, you know, sort of like that one-liner to get people, you know, a bit of an idea of what your content is about. The other thing that I would do here, James, is because you are uploading a lot. So, you know, put something to the effect of new videos each week, right? You'll see that, you know, a lot of channels will have that. But what that does is it conveys it conveys to your potential subscribers that you're going to be showing up regularly, right? So, you know, if somebody's saying like, okay, well, I saw some of your videos here, awesome. Like, how often are you going to be showing up? Right? People want to know that you're going to continue to show up, you know, if they're going to subscribe to you, right? So just put in new videos each week, or, you know, if you have a specific schedule, because I did see that you live stream as well. There it is. Yeah. So Friday night live streams, for example, you know, if you plan to do that on Fridays, like specifically say like new videos each week, live stream every Friday, right? Something just, you know, if you can be as general or as specific as you want, but let people know when you're going to be showing up. So, but yeah, that's the banner. I think it's, you know, nice design. I like your avatar there. Yeah, well done. So let's see here. Let's go down a little bit. First, happy birthday to your son. Saw a couple of the latest streams there. So I want to talk really quickly about your thumbnails. So, Strick, if you want to go into the videos tab, it'll show all the latest videos. Perfect. Okay, so there it is. So here, the thumbnails are well designed. The thing that I want you to probably update here is make them a little bit different each time. So especially the Vlogmas 2020, that's good. You know, it was like during Vlogmas, I think Vlogmas 2020 is interesting. We're now into 2021. I do see like in all of those Vlogmas 2020 thumbnails, there's text on the bottom, on the sort of the lower third that tells people kind of what what the video is about. So I would suggest here, you want to get people to watch your older videos. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you may design a new version of these of thumbnails for these videos that is more focused on what specifically that video is about, right? People may not want to watch Vlogmas 2020 videos anymore. And if they're on your channel, you want people to find them. You want people to watch them and click into them. You also don't want people to think that they've already seen this video, because what happens is like, hey, I've already seen, one of your Vlogmas videos. If it shows up again in my suggested or my homepage or when I go to youtube.com or on my mobile, I don't want your, potential viewers to think like, hey, I've seen that video already. I'm not going to click on it. So make them a little bit distinct, a little bit unique. Have a theme if you want, but make them a little bit more unique. You may want to take out Vlogmas 2020 and really double down and make the actual specific keyword a little bit bigger. All right. So I'm just going to keep rattling on. If you guys have unless you guys have any questions.
Can I add something real quick, Rob?
Yeah, go for it.
Looking at his homepage right now is you can go in and control what playlists you see on the homepage. So what I did is I made a playlist just for Vlogmas. So right now he only has, all of his videos are on top, and then there's the creative curriculum ideas. So you can add, you can stack those playlists on the homepage. And kind of because everybody's going to come to your homepage first, not necessarily click on the all videos page where you get everything. So curate those playlists on the homepage from the studio settings, I think helps a lot too.
That's it. That's right. Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, that's good. So
it's really good.
Mr. Riley is actually in the comments, and I want to get to where he actually gives us a shout out. Thank you for the channel review, Mr. Riley's World. He is a part of the Let's Get Live crew, and he wanted to get his channel review from Rob from Tubebuddy. Man, this is an awesome experience for anybody that's a streamer or a YouTuber to actually have a connection with Tubebuddy. We do have our affiliate link in the description. So if someone wants to try Tubebuddy to kind of level up their channel, say you've been struggling trying to get traction with viewers, Tubebuddy is the way to go to actually do what we call keyword research and many other tools that you can use inside of that platform to help you level up your channel. So Rob, thank you, man. Would you mind hanging out a little bit with us as well?
Course.
I got a surprise today, man, for everybody, and I don't want you to miss out.
All right, let's do it.
Quick,
I'll be here.
Real quick, I just want to do a personal shout out to Mr. James Riley, public school teacher in LA. I know I've been home since March with my kids doing virtual learning. Our teachers are doing great, but James just took it that extra step and leveled up everything to teach his students. And I just appreciate everything you're doing for your students, and thank you for doing that.
So, Brant, man, we are moving right along. You know what I'm trying to do? I decided a long time ago that I would live in the moment, even with my excitement for life. Because sometimes I could be so serious and we can go through this and you'd be like, oh, and I can be so excited when it's over. Why not be excited now to have, number one, Doc Rock hang out with us? Come on, dude.
Right.
And then to have Rob from Tubebuddy come in and actually give a channel review on our very first show.
I don't know. It's gonna sink into me after we hang up with this show, because it's like I'm just over here trying to keep up with the chat, make sure I do the links and do everything we're supposed to do. But it's just amazing the support that we're getting from everybody, and not only from the Let's Get Live crew, but from the Ecamm crew and all the other groups that we're streaming to. I appreciate it all. And just, I guess what overwhelms me is just it's from London to Canada to Alabama to, to New
Arkansas,
Zealand, everywhere, right? And that's really cool to me. And, one of the other things is your friendship, being able to connect with you virtually like this. And I think it's just been amazing, and it's a blessing.
So I want to transition to the next part of our show tonight. We actually have a young guy that I've met recently. He actually lives in Birmingham with me, and we plan, like, when we can get together, after the pandemic, that we kind of find ways that we can kind of hang out. He has a very unique setup, and a very unique gift. So I want to bring him on so Tommy Ellison can actually show us his production and how he uses Ecamm Lives. Tommy, how are you doing, sir?
Tommy.
Let me get to Tommy. Let me get to you, Tommy. There you go. I can hear you now.
I said, I feel like the guy backstage during Letterman and Carson, you know, with the stupid pet trick saying, okay, we got 2 minutes. We're going to have him back next week, ladies and gentlemen. You know,
No,
anyway,
you're right on time. Listen, if
Long as it takes.
Hey, well, I appreciate you other guys, you know, moving down on the couch too, you know, and hanging around for my segment here. So, and I woke up this morning and I thought, man, this is really exciting because I'm going to get to be on Stream Brothers. And then I thought, wait, that's not the name of the show. It's Stream Show.
it's close.
Stream Show.
It's the Stream Show
but
with
you
the Stream guys.
You guys are the Stream Brothers, though, man. Y'all are with it. Y'all have got it going on, and y'all doing a great job so far. So
Thank you so very
anyway,
much.
Hope everybody's staying safe. I know I try to every morning I get up. I have one of those digital thermometers that I use, and I've got I take my temperature, and then I take out a old bottle of Brute that I had for years, and I smell it. And if I can still smell that, you know, then I know everything's cool with the
There
COVID
you go.
deal, right? So, in fact,
I think Brute
if I can't
probably cut
if
through
I can't,
COVID.
well, if I can't smell the Brute, I have to go to Plan B, which is the high karate from 30 years ago. You know, and if you can't smell that, well, you ain't got a nose. You know. So
Right.
anyway.
Right.
Thanks for having me on, guys. By the way, just in case you really are you need to know this. COVID is everywhere. You know, it's a big deal. It's serious. I even found one of them growing in my shower this morning. I think my wife had something to do with it. So anyway, okay, all right. So
That's
you want to
funny.
talk about my setup? Well,
So can you show us? Can
my-
you show us everything is so unique? I want to see what you got.
Sure. And I have to tell you this just as a preface. I'm not a big streamer. I've been doing the Vlogmas thing as a challenge, and it was a great deal. But I use Ecamm really more for content creation to pre-record. I do a lot of training and then trying to work with product placement in our social media for the company I work with. My real job is selling and marketing sports and recreational floors, maple basketball floors. So this is what my crib looks like when I'm doing my content creation. I won't say anything about the banner on the wall.
I won't say anything about it either.
I won't say
Yeah.
anything either.
Yeah, I know you guys. Well, SEC, right? SEC.
Right.
But anyway, just a quick run through of my studio. I use a set of JBL personal monitors for listening when I'm doing edit. In addition to the in-ear monitors, and I have an auxiliary monitor that I use for video, and just to have a place to keep stuff stored and drag them onto the Final Cut window. When I first got involved with this, I bought into the G7 Kool-Aid, and that's the G7 that I use. And it does have the Lumix 20 millimeter lens, 1.7 lens. But the more I started using it and the more frustrated I got with the camera, I wound up going to the Sigma 16 millimeter on a Sony 6100, and this is really a great lens. This is what I'm on now that I'm looking at you with. So then I use for some of the magic presentations that I do a Logitech camera in an overhead position, and this is kind of what the live shot looks like when I go to the overhead camera. You can kind of see what I can do with the magic and stuff. And then go back to the slides here for a second. I have a Blackmagic ATM Mini that I use for camera switching, really just to kind of take the load. I have an iMac, and I try to take the processing load off my computer as much as I can. And I actually bought the ATM Mini prior to getting involved with the Ecamm. So it's a little bit redundant as far as camera switching is concerned, but it's got some good features. I use the Stream Deck with the 32 keys that you mentioned earlier. And I haven't used all the keys, but it's really great. All my day-to-day, I keep all my Mac apps in the Stream Deck so I can just punch 4 buttons and have all 4 of my Mac frequently used apps up and running very quickly. So that's great. The CalDigit Thunderbolt external hub is something I've been messing with here in the last couple of weeks, and it's working great. And then the USB super drive, that's the iMac. It's a 2017 27-inch. And so far, so good. It's been a great computer. It's got a lot of stuff on it. I do have the Rodecaster Pro that Doc mentioned earlier, and I actually run my phone through that during the day, so I listen to people through my earphones on my Rodecaster Pro and transact business. And one of the neat things about that Rodecaster is it's got a record button. It records internally. So if I'm involved with a conversation that's got a lot of details, I just hit the record button so that I can go back and listen to some of the details that I'm having to remember and hear. And so I use it for business as well as content creation. I use the Rode Pod mic. It does have a cloud lifter with it. And I thanks to Doc, got introduced to the ZSN Pro in-ear monitors. That's those on the lower right-hand corner that you see. And that's what I'm using now. They're really great, good, clean sound, a lot of good bottom end to them. And when I'm listening to music as I work during the day, I always got those guys in my ears. As far as lights is concerned, I've using the Studio Light kit from Viltrox with the barn doors. Those are great. Those are what I'm working with today. I'm also using a small floodlight to create a backlight for a little bit of 3D on my image on camera. I occasionally use a green screen. If I'm doing videos, I like to show a live video behind me of a job site for my business. So I do have the Elgato green screen. And this thing in the lower right-hand corner, this thing is a godsend. I found this at Lowe's. It is a 12-outlet, 4-foot strip. It goes under my desk because it seems like whenever I want to plug some device or peripheral in, the plugs are, 3 or 4 feet away from me. And this thing really works good. I encourage you. It's not but, $20 or $30, but yet it gives you a nice wide spread for plugging stuff in under the desk. And again, for business, I use a desktop scanner as well as a Epson printer. My G drive that you see in the picture is actually my Time Machine backup drive. It's a 4 terabyte drive. And then I use the Magic Keyboard and the Magic Mouse. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where I stay during the day when I'm working and doing marketing for the company that we're talking
So I'm going to bring
about.
everybody in at this point, Tommy, just in case Doc and Rob has some questions for you about your setup. I have a question for you. Do you ever rent out your setup, brother? I just want to go hang out for a day in your setup, see if I can make some magic over there with you.
You're always welcome, buddy. You know that. And
that's what I want to hear.
Just not during the Iron Bowl.
All right. We don't have to watch that game together, right?
We have to bring our own flag. I'll bring the Razorback flag to put up when I come in.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you spelled Notre Dame wrong.
Say it again.
You spelled Notre Dame wrong.
I did? Where did I spell that? Because I rarely write Notre Dame.
Right. So he is being funny. I am sure.
Read. Our kids are smart.
Actually, I do watch. The closest I get to Notre Dame is watching Rudy about every other month when I want to get fired up, buddy. So
there you go.
Anyway.
So I do have a question for you. I don't know if Rob, do you have a question at all for Tommy and his setup?
No, I want to ask him how to do it. I'm gonna be messaging Tommy for sure. All the multicam and everything, all the angles. Yes.
So my question:
why our football field is 20 yards too short?
It's the players, Doc. It's your players. My question is, Doc, how did you find
Canada has bigger field.
How did you find Ecamm, Tommy, to work with your setup?
You know what? I think I was surfing on YouTube one day and was looking for something totally unrelated and ran into an Adrian Salisbury video that was touting the Ecamm software. And I've always been a Mac person. I've always been an Apple person. My first computer was an Apple IIc back in 70s maybe, and progressed to a Mac Classic, the old all-in-one, and an SE30, and then eventually worked my way up to an iMac. And so just being in the Mac community probably was where I stumbled on it, because I was always looking for good productivity software for the Mac and the Mac environment. And I will say this, guys, and I honestly mean this: the Ecamm community and the Let's Go Live community is very much reminds me of the old days when we had the Mac user groups, because it was just a community, and we were like 2% market share back then. We were like the underdogs, but we like being the underdogs because we knew we had the finest technology in the world going for us. And so that was how I found it, I think, was really through Adrian.
I got another quick question. I talked to a lot of companies about how to pivot I'm a big proponent that, there's pre-COVID and post-COVID, and the way you do sales is going to have to change. So I'm actually consulting with a lot of companies that do exactly what you do. So how, as far as selling and trying to pivot from in-person visits to Zoom calls and all this other stuff, have you used Ecamm to level up your sales presentation or to help your day job?
Well, let me put it that way. I've been in sales for 38 years with my company, and I've been trying to kind of back out of that a little bit. And in doing so, my company is small, relatively speaking. It's a flooring contractor, and so we furnish and install the floors. So our marketing has really been somewhat non-existent. If you went to our website, I would be embarrassed to know that you were there, because right now we're in the process of rebuilding it, which segues into what I'm about to say. I'm actually moving out of sales into a marketing position with our company. I'm now director of marketing and whatever that entails. But so I'm working on building a new website with a developer, and also upping our game as far as social media, which goes back to the Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, to try to put product placement in those places. And so I'm about 6 months into that program, and that's how I kind of got down and dirty and in deep with the Ecamm software, because it was just so much easier to use. But to your point, being in 38 years of sales, I have a lot of relationships, and so a lot of the people that I deal with, I can just send them a Zoom link, and it's kind of like old home week. We're just seeing each other in a virtual world as opposed to face to face. So is it going to go back? I hope so. I think it'll never replace face-to-face selling, but it may be a while before we're able to see that and everybody feels comfortable, in that environment again. So
I have a question for us. I think that does. Does it kind of get the information you need, Brant? Is that what you were asking?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was needed.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be sure. I wanted to be sure we got Edward's question in the comments today, and I'm going to pop this right back up on the screen. I'm hearing Ecamm is the best place to start streaming. Thoughts? Does anybody have thoughts about whether Ecamm is the best place to start streaming? We are the stream guys, and we are streaming through Ecamm's network and on their platforms. And all of us on the screen here probably have a thoughts about it and are very favorable to Ecamm and the Ecamm network. if you ever have gone to, we probably had the same story, Brant, as far as going to OBS and trying to make OBS work and then looking for a product or a service that would be easier to get into, easier to work. That's how I found Ecamm, is the ease of service and the ability that it gives you to actually do some very high production at a very low cost. What do you guys think?
Well, I started trying to get into streaming gaming. So I was doing, trying to get back into streaming and do a gaming channel. And OBS was what everybody was using. I built a PC because most of the PCs have to play, you have to get that to play video games. But I'm a Mac guy since OS 9. And when I found Ecamm, actually gameplay on a PC, but I stream it through Ecamm. And, OBS is, it's just kind of that, to me, it's that Windows, it's not as intuitive. So OBS is kind of a beast. I know it's, it's powerful and it's free, but it takes a lot of time to learn. And if you're a Mac person and you just kind of think with that different side of your brain, I think that's what Ecamm does for me personally. And again, like we've said before, it's the community. It's hard to go into an OBS group and talk to the developer directly and ask for help.
Right. Doc, I know you were starting to chime in. You want to have a statement as well about your thoughts on Ecamm?
I'm willing to bet that I can take someone with their iPhone and their cable and a tripod, and I can get you installed and streaming in under 10 minutes. I'll bet money on it. And I don't care if you barely speak English. As long as you ask me in Spanish, Japanese, Korean, Hawaiian, or swear, I can cover it.
Hey, DJ, we had a question in the group. A Facebook user asked, what are some of the differences between Ecamm and StreamYard? And I can tell you personally, because I use StreamYard for my day job, because we are all PC based. And when the pandemic hit, StreamYard was the kind of the easiest thing that I could get into, because I was on a PC at work. So some of the difference are StreamYard is works really, really well, and you can have some interviews, and you can do the lower thirds, and you can upload a few things. But for Ecamm, it's just like your whole broadcast studio. You can, play videos, you can control, all your guests and your interviews. And actually, the only thing that Ecamm used to not have was an interview function. You had to go through Skype, but now we have an interview function that's native to Ecamm, and it's just a little more pro, I would say, than StreamYard. StreamYard's good for somebody who doesn't want to mess with a lot of buttons and doesn't want to have a lot of branding and things like that involved, because it is a little bit limited, because they're trying to make it easy for a lot of people. But Ecamm, I just really feel like has more flexibility if you're going to try to up it to that next level. So even for my StreamYard show I do for my job, I'm a marketing director for a credit union. I could do it here in the studio, but what I'm worried about is I make it look super good and then have to go back to work in my office, and I won't have the studio, I won't have the Mac, I won't have all that functionality. So it can get you by, but if you really want to kind of take it up to that next level, check out Ecamm.
So can we make it easy for people that have questions about Ecamm? The easy part that you can do, I'm sure there's going to be links in the comments that you can actually go and try it for free. Why not just try it out? There's a bunch of functions that you could kind of work through for a little while and test it out for yourself. I started with the test. I tested it for 2 days. And I said, this is for me. And I'm sure you will feel the same way. That being said, I know we've been here for a while, and I want to end the show on a very, very high note. I told everybody we got a special part of our show coming up. So I want to have my man, Tommy. Tommy is actually, Tommy does magic on his set. So, Tommy, are you ready now to kind of take over and show us some of your skills?
Well, I thought this is what I would do, Strick. During the Vlogmas, and I know there are a lot of Vlogmas folks online, I did a lot of card magic, but tonight I thought I would kind of deviate from that a little bit, because there's always an interest that people have in seeing into the future, or actually to try to view the unknown. And I know it would certainly work to people's advantage if they could see slightly into the future for things like lottery numbers and maybe roulette wheels. But I'm going to try a little experiment tonight if we can. And if you can give me all 4 guys up on screen, that would probably help, or 5 guys if that's the case.
Here we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that the way you want it?
Yeah. Now, do me one other favor. Can you change my image slightly to? Let me see. I can do it myself here. Okay. If you can back me out just a little bit, zoom me out if that's possible.
Zoom. All right, let's see what I can do here.
Just give it, because I want to make sure everybody has my face, because that's the best part.
I believe you, sir. Is that good right there?
So I even use a skin softener effect on my camera. Like
you look really good. You look really good.
Yeah. Hey, one of you guys, I want one of you guys to help me out. And Strick, since you're one of the hosts, why don't you pick one of the other 3 guys to help? Just one of them. Just name one for me. Okay.
So Rob would be good to pick on. Let's get Rob to help me out.
Okay. Right. And the reason I do this, I don't want anyone to think that we preset any information going back and forth here before we got started. So I've never met Rob face to face before. I know I've seen him, but Rob, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to think of a number between 1 and 100. Okay, just kind of lock that into your mind for a moment. But I want you to not just a random number. I want it to be a number that means something to you, if that's possible. So have you got one in mind?
I do.
You do. Okay. Now, would you share it with all of us, the number that you're thinking of?
Just say it out?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. 3.
Number 3. Okay. All right. Now, one thing I got to do here is I got to get my phone up. Let's see. How do I do that? Okay. Here we go. Can you guys see that on the screen, or do I need to slide it over some?
Can you slide it out? It's in front of your face. There you go.
That's probably not a bad thing. There we go.
There you go.
All right. On my phone, as we all know, on the Apple iPhone, there's the Notes app, and I'm a big list maker. I don't know about you guys, but actually, can I do that? Is that better?
There you go.
Yeah, that's better. Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm a big list maker, and don't ask me why. I'm a Virgo. But in my phone, in my Notes app, I have a list called celebrities. And you'll notice that if I click on my celebrities, I have 100 people listed. And hopefully you can see those. You can make out the names. They're all different, right? But Rob chose number 3. So I'm going to scroll back down to number 3. And, okay, can you see number 3, Rob?
See it. Yep. Seinfeld.
Jerry Seinfeld, right? Okay, yeah. Hold that thought, because when I go back to notes, I'm also going to go to my grocery list here. And again, just you'll notice there are any number of items up to 100 in my grocery list. But going back to the top where you named the number 3, you will see that we have, can you make that out?
Maple
bananas.
syrup.
Bananas. Right. Okay. So you've given me a random number, but what was the number 3 to you, Rob? Really? What was the link to that?
Oh, it's just my birthday, October 3rd.
Your birthday. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Did you say October 3rd?
Yeah.
Well, that's same as Karen.
Yes.
No wonder I like you.
There you
I'll
go.
be liking you for at least 18 and a half years.
So you have something for number 3 as well then, huh? 3 is the perfect number. Well, we've identified from my 2 lists 2 things. We've identified Jerry Seinfeld and we've identified bananas. Now, you'll notice, guys, that sitting behind me all this time has been an envelope. And I want to see if I can keep from snatching the cord out of my earphones, but I will bring the earphone in front. Let me get the phone off of my.
It is a
Can you
great
see that?
Karnak.
Can we see that? Okay.
There it is.
There you go.
Stream show with Strick. Okay. All right.
What? Wait.
And
Why do I have a
inside-
K on my name?
I thought you did, but I'm sorry.
Man, I don't park boats in my Okole.
Okay. Well,
Close enough.
God, don't you love hecklers? You know?
Yes. Don't
I
stop.
remember-
Don't stop. Keep going.
I remember when I had my first beer, you know? Anyway, in the envelope, there is a photograph. And on that photograph is a picture of Jerry Seinfeld.
No, come
And-
on.
That is amazing.
Wow.
That's no. I don't even know what to say. How is
That is
possible?
so cool. That is so cool.
That is
Ladies and
awesome.
gentlemen,
I love
I'm here
it.
all week. I'm here all week.
Tell me, how long have you been doing magic?
Real quick,
I'm
Tom,
sorry.
Next Wednesday will
Never
be 3 weeks, Strick.
you have a buy me a coffee that we can send to Tom.
No, I don't. Just send me a box of Tubebuddy. Okay.
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
We'll do
Thank,
that.
Did you
thank
hear
you so
my
very
answer?
Amazing.
Did you hear my
That
answer on the how long?
How long?
Yeah,
I missed it. Go right ahead, sir.
I said next Wednesday will be 3 weeks. So just kidding. No, you're looking at 40 years of practice, no dates in college. That's what it amounts to.
There you go.
Little
There you go.
self-denial, too.
All right,
it's
guys.
been a pleasure being on the same show with you guys. Y'all are
No.
all rock stars in my book.
Thank you so much. That was
Hey,
awesome.
thank you for hanging out with us, Tommy. You guys hold what you got. Listen, Brant, man, I'm still bubbling with excitement for this show. What a way to end the show with
I'm still
Rob
trying
picking
to
the
figure out
number
the
3. Huh?
I'm still trying to figure out the magic trick.
He actually Rob picked the number 3, and inside of Tommy's notes, the number 3 represented Jerry Seinfeld and a banana. So it was random that he would have that picture already back there. It's magic. It's magical.
It is magic. It's kind of like our show. It's magical.
Come on, say that again.
Our show is magical.
So Brett says that makes it true. We had a magical night together with you guys. This is our first show. So to have Doc Rock on, to have Rob from Tubebuddy on, to have Tommy, and to show us his phenomenal setup using Ecamm, and to have Rob from Tubebuddy here. And then, of course, I have my co-host Brant with me today, and we knocked out our first show with Ecamm, and I'm like so grateful that number one, that we could do this together, and number two, everybody that's in the comments have been with us the whole time. So do you mind going really, really quick before we end the show and just talk about some of the people that's been here? I know I see Kat in the comments.
Yeah.
That's been here for a while. The church guy, Jody, has been there for a while. Can I say this? Snap Think Action, they actually decided tonight to sign up with Ecamm. It's in the comments. If do we have all of our links available there where people can see how they can?
We do. I've put everything in the show note, in the chat. You know, you can click on our link for a free trial of Ecamm, a free trial of Tubebuddy. I've been posting that. I can post it again here real quick. I wanted to say a shout out to my little brother, Gary Collins. I've seen him in the chat. My wife, Heather Collins, was watching the chat as well. But also, one of the things we did mention is we're actually going streaming live right now to about 7 different channels, and we wouldn't be able to do that without Restream. So I know that's one of the things we haven't mentioned tonight. So Restream is a service that can help you. You know, we're going live from DJ's Ecamm, and that's being repurposed and going out simultaneously across Ecamm's network on YouTube, their Facebook groups, Tubebuddies, Rob's group, which is the Content Creators Cafe. And it's actually going to LinkedIn Live right now. And that's all due to Restream.
So we have so many partners helping us do what we do today. Our job is to help you stream successfully. So we want to be sure that you have all the tools and tricks. So I want to show you, like, if you watch this whole show, if you're streaming, there's going to be some times where you have some things not go so well. The best thing you can do is always stay on your toes, work through the issue, and keep going. Brant, you have any last words for us?
No, just real quick. We did have, I saw David Blackman in here. I'm seeing Mr. Fulgens, Henry, he's in here. A lot of other people that helped us, Dr. Elo, the church guy. It's a lot of people that
Diana.
I recognize. Thank you guys for helping out. And you know what? We get to do this all again next Sunday.
Oh my God. Like the excitement we're going to have trying to get to Sunday is going to be incredible. So I need everybody to kind of hang in there with us. We will probably repurpose some of this show. We'll be talking to people out throughout the week. We want to share our run of show. So if you guys want that, that's also in the descriptions. Our Ecamm links, Tubebuddy links for the free trials is all there. Please use it. Brant, thank you again, and thank you for all of our guests today. You guys have been super. We really do appreciate you. So without further ado, man, let's rock it out, right? I want to be able to throw a thumbs up or be like Rob. Let me be like Rob. Let me do I tried, Rob. It didn't come off as cool as you are. So thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. We'll see you next Sunday.